Well, going into game one on Tuesday, the Indiana Pacers had won 15 of the last 17. That included the final 8 of the regular season. But they were turned back by the Knicks 100-89. A game that saw the Knicks lead by as many as 17. Larry Brown enjoying a light moment prior to the game. Indiana was able to come back and move within 2 points when Vern Fleming hit that shot high off the glass. But the Knicks were able to settle down and went on to the victory by 11.
Larry Brown also knows that his team is undefeated at home in the playoffs. That makes him feel good. They'll be heading there this weekend.
And Larry Brown hoping for more production from the likes of Derek McKee and Haywood Workman. McKee 0 for 7, only 3 points in his 34 minutes. And Workman, who did not start, Larry Brown went with Vern Fleming because he felt that Vern, a 10-year man with the Indiana Pacers, deserved the start back in his hometown. Larry made the point, well, when we play at Oral Roberts, which is the alma mater of Haywood Workman, we'll give Haywood the start. I don't see any playoff games being scheduled for Oral Roberts in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
That was an interesting move by Larry. If that's what the total motivation was, it was very nice of him, but I have a feeling it had something to do with Workman's 33% shooting during the playoffs.
Right here we're set for the introduction of the Hertz starting lineups.
And your New York Knicks. Here tonight's starting lineup. First for the Pacers. And guard at 6'3" from Oral Roberts, number 3, Haywood Workman. At guard at 6'7" from UCLA, number 31, Reggie Miller. At forward at 6'10" from Alabama, number 9, Derek McKee. At forward at 6'11" from Clemson, number 32, Dale Davis. And at center at 7'4" from Marist, number 45, Rick Smits. The trainer is David Craig. Assistant, Kevin Johnson. Assistant coaches, Bill Blair, Gar Hurd, and Billy King. And the head coach, Larry Brown. Division champions, your New York Knicks. At guard at 6'5" from Oklahoma State, number 3, John Starks. At guard at 6'4" from Illinois, number 11, Derek Harper. At forward at 6'10" from Pittsburgh, number 54, Charles Smith. At forward at 6'9" from Virginia Union, number 34, co-captain John Oakley. And at center at 7 feet from Georgetown, number 33, co-captain Patrick Ewing. The head trainer is Mike Saunders, the assistant trainer Tim Walsh, assistant coaches Dick Harder and Jeff Van Gundy, and the head coach of the Knicks, Pat Riley.
As we have been discussing, for Reggie Miller of the Indiana Pacers in game one, a very quiet time of it. He took only 11 shots, scored only 14 points. How does Larry Brown hope to change things for Reggie Miller? Well, here is Larry's reaction.
I thought he spent a little too much time down on the baseline, and he was easy to defend down there. And the biggest thing, you know, we talked about this since game, you know, before the series, we've got to be a lot better in going from defense to offense and setting up our plays. We got to have less decisions to make where we have more time on the clock and just execute a little better.
Well, you can also say they want to play with more confidence, which will be demonstrated by their ability to react quicker and make better decisions. They're a little in awe, you know, here at Madison Square Garden before this crowd, and this crowd has come to cheer very clearly. They're on their game early, Marv.
The officials tonight, Darryl Garretson, Jess Kersey, and Ed F. Rush. The Knicks control the tip. Derek Harper played by Haywood Workman. Haywood Workman, a very aggressive defender who has had some moments with Derek Harper. Here's Patrick Ewing, and he draws the foul. Ewing will go to the line. The foul committed by Rick Smits, who was able to stay out of foul trouble on Tuesday night.
But you know, Marv, it's interesting. So much was written, however, about the fact that Smits was in foul trouble. And he only had 3. He played 27 minutes. I think his time limits were more a part of Larry Brown's coaching than the fact that he had 3 fouls.
Picked up the 2 early, as did Ewing, and then sat down, for a good portion in the 4th quarter.
You talk about the Pacers and what they have to do, but you know, the inter-team competition means that, you know, Harper and Starks want to have much better games than they had the other night.
So Workman sets up against Harper, and Smits is pushed. So Patrick Ewing picks up the early foul.
Now, that's a very frustrating call for a player, considering the physical play of the playoffs. And that's an announcement by Jess Kersey that this game is going to be tightly called. I mean, really tightly called.
Again, Smits. This time a turnaround. Rebounded by Dale Davis, who had 10 on Tuesday. Eric McKee back to Rick Smits. Rejected by Ewing.
Well, considering Patrick had already picked up a foul, courageous move by him, and a good one.
Reggie Miller matched with John Starks once again. And Reggie Miller, with a quick release, is able to tie the game at 2.
And quickness is going to be the name of Reggie's game tonight, in contrast with the other night. Execution by him will be faster.
Larry Brown very upset with the defensive effort by the Pacers in the first half the other night. Oakland giving the Knicks a 4-2 lead. Right at the start, you can see there is more aggressiveness defensively by Indiana. And Workman is hit by Harper.
Workman voiced his opinion about coming off the bench, left him a little confused. He said the flow of the game had already been established. Blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
But he couldn't put the ball in the basket either.
Is that what he said? The blah, blah, blah aspect, yes. Here's Miller. Pacers get back. Starks with the step. John Starks also trying to turn it after the 1 for 7 the other night.
Now there's a demonstration of what Larry Brown's point was at the outset of our game. He wants his team to have better transition from defense to offense. And after Starks' drive, they blew that ball down court quickly.
Foul on Starks. The Knicks with a 6-2 lead. Recall in game 1, Indiana got off to that 8-0 start, and then the Knicks came roaring back. Early chant of defense. Smits with the good position. Rebounded by Oakley.
Smits would be smart to throw Ewing a head fake or two to try and get that second foul on him.
Ewing, yes. The Knicks with an 8-2 lead.
I mean, you know that if Ewing gets 2 fouls, he's out for the rest of the quarter. Pacers should continue to go at Smits.
Dale Davis with limited offensive moves. Oakley on the rebound. Pacers get back. Hopper passed on the three. Rebound Ewing. And now Dale Davis gets to it. Derek McKee 0 for 8 the other night. Rick Smits operating up high. Smits stripped by Oakley.
But you could see Ewing backing off as he started to go to the hoop.
Charles Smith. Fast start by the Knicks. A 10-2 advantage. And Larry Brown wants to talk it over. 20-second timeout taken.
Smits backing his way in. A deflection by that tough Knicks team defense. And how about Charles Smith handling that ball like the perfect small forward. He's been defined as a small forward. He played like one on that play beautifully. Knicks red hot now, 4 out of 6, and the Pacers only 1 of 6. Larry Brown wants to put the fire out with a timeout.
Indiana ball as we pick it up. 3 minutes gone by, and the Knicks jumping in front, 10-2. Smits for Davis. Dale Davis gets inside.
Smart by the Pacers to keep going to the hoop. Again, Ewing backed away as Davis got close to the basket. He doesn't want that second foul because it means the bench.
The Knicks with a 10-4 lead. And it's off the leg of Miller. So the Knicks get a new 24. Games 3 and 4 of this series at Market Square Arena in Indianapolis Saturday afternoon and then Monday afternoon. Smith with the alley-oop, try to direct it, and McKee moves it back. Now Davis posting up. Davis had the shot blocked by Smith. Oakley given room. And McKee with the box out rebound. Starks not giving Miller any room. Pacers having trouble getting shots. Davis gets inside. Ewing stepped away. Did not want to commit that second foul.
That seems to be the pattern now. Dale Davis at 6'11". Got up to that basket very nicely.
Hopper. Yes. The Knicks 12 and Indiana 6.
I just feel that Hopper's burning with desire to play much more effectively and become much more important to the Knicks now than he has in the last couple of games.
Well, Greg Anthony came off the bench the last 2 and helped to spark the team. Smits goes to the second option. Brown wanted to travel. Nice tip by Miller. Reggie Miller with the tip.
Well, that was another part of the strategy of the Pacers to send their guards to the boards. Miller's 6'7", and John Starks is about 10 feet away from him, further out.
Ewing. And he's fouled once again. Rick Smits called for his second. We'll be right back.
A real winner knows how to party right. Please use good sense when you drink and know when to say when. A reminder from Budweiser.
A moment ago, Rick Smits picked up his second foul. Patrick Ewing hit with one early. Rick Smits 0 for 4 here at the start. Pat Riley asked about Rick Smits yesterday, pointing out that Smits has great leverage He's a player who has gotten stronger, always works hard, but has excellent balance for a player that tall at 7'4".
Yes, you don't see him falling to the floor. But one of the problems with Rick is his disqualifications, how many times he's fouled out. He and Sean Kemp 11 times this year. You look at all the other 10 other teams in the NBA, they fouled out, both of those fellows, more than 10 other teams.
John Starks got the roll. Knicks lead by 6. Antonio Davis has come on, replacing Rick Smith, so Indiana forced to go to the smaller lineup. Now LaSalle Thompson is available, as he was in game number 1 after being sidelined with the broken bone in his hand at the start of the Orlando series. Derek McKee continues to have his difficulties. Smith lost the dribble off his foot, and the Knicks got a break. The hustle by Oakley, keeping it alive. It will be Nick Ball with 16 on the 24. Well, the break, he was screened out. Oakley with a terrific play to save it. Starks. John Starks beat Reggie Miller for that inbounds jump shot.
With all the focus on the Knicks containing Miller, Reggie Miller was quick to point out that, hey, how about the job I did on John Starks, who was only 1 for 7 the other night.
And the foul call on Starks. But Reggie Miller was not getting good looks. He claims he had the good shots, but they were not enough good shots for Miller in game 1. Here's Hubert Davis, one of the heroes off the bench for the Knicks on Tuesday, replacing John Starks, who just picked up a second foul. John sits down, hitting 3 of 3 from the field. So Davis now matched with Miller, and Miller lost Davis, but the pass picked off by Smith. Harper with a 2-on-1, and he's fouled by Antonio Davis.
That was a terrific lead pass by Charles Smith. He saw his teammate in front. We'll take another look at it now. Poor handling of the ball by the Pacers. Charles sees Harper out in front of the Pacers, so he throws that ball in front so he can just beat the Pacers to the basketball. Didn't have to get too fancy with the pass, just throw out in front of Derek, and he ran it down.
Derek Harper, 72% free throw shooter during this season. The Knicks now have a backcourt of Harper and Hubert Davis, Smith with Oakley and Ewing on the front line.
However, during the playoffs, Derek's only at a 61% clip from the foul line.
And way off on that second attempt. Knicks 16, the Pacers 8. 5.5 to go. First quarter, game 2 of the best of 7 Eastern Conference Final Series. Miller, and the foul is called. The Knicks on a double team made contact, and the foul called on Smith.
Look at the Knick awareness to Reggie Miller now. Watch Charles Oakley come up off that pick. Oakley's right on the case, not allowing Miller a view. And then Charles Smith came over and added some more help and pressure.
Knicks over the limit with that foul. Reggie Miller, one of the best free throw shooters in the NBA. 91% from the line this season. Second to Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. Getting the treatment from the crowd as he hits on the first.
Last year in game 1 in the playoffs, he tied an NBA record. 17 for 17 from the line.
Going back to the series a year ago, the Knicks beating the Pacers in the first round of the playoffs in 4. In game 2, the Knicks were down by 16 points here at the Garden and won by 10. Shot clock at 5.
It's going nowhere with the ball.
Davis rebounded by Dale Davis. God, I believe this is a Madison Square Garden playoff record. Most Davises on the court at the same time. Antonio and Dale for Indiana, and Hubert for the Knicks. Workman Oh, the stuff missed by Antonio Davis. The Knicks lead by 6 points. Smith strip. And here comes Workman. Popper back. Workman on the spin. And it's rebounded by Hubert Davis. Finds Smith. Returns to Oakley. And he's fouled by Dale Davis. And Charles Oakley complaining to Hubert Davis. I guess he wanted the ball on that break a little quicker.
Well, let's see. The guard's position is to give the big man the ball. You can see Oakley lower left there. He seemed to be free.
Yeah, he wanted it
but
there.
Davis, I felt, had a defender between himself and Charles Oakley, and it was an easier path to give it to the other forward, Charles Smith. Easier path for Davis to get the ball to him with 4 on 2.
Blah, blah, blah.
Tonight here
Yes.
at the Garden.
You know, it's fortunate on tonight's Nick Rewind that the video edit made this portion.
Well, Marv, it is our swan song telecast here at the MSG Network. We'll be handing the reins over to the other network fellows at NBC, including yourself, by the way.
Yes, we'll try to pick it up.
So we want to make it memorable, filled with
yeah, nostalgia,
things you can recall,
warmth,
a couple of imperfections here and there.
Right. Okay. I think we've bottled them all in for the first quarter. Knicks 18, Pacers 10. But the MSG Network certainly lives on with New York Ranger hockey tomorrow night, Game 7, in what has become a classic series against the New Jersey Devils. And Yankee baseball certainly heating up in the shadows these days of the Knicks and the Rangers. Reggie Miller from long range. And the Knicks now lead 18-12 with just under 4 minutes to go in the first.
Hubert Davis's job to give the pressure on Reggie Miller that John Starks has been able to do.
Here's Oakley. And Antonio Davis to the board. Miller wanted the pick, gets it from Antonio Davis. Last touch by the Knicks. Anthony Mason and Greg Anthony will come on. The first timeout taken by Indiana with 3:33 left in the first quarter. Greg Anthony just checked in along with Anthony Mason. Greg coming off the 16-point game on Tuesday, hitting 3 from downtown. That matched a career playoff high for Greg Anthony, and he has been hitting the three-point shot, a subject we discussed with Pat Riley.
I think he's surprised them. He's capable. His range has gotten better. It's not a throw anymore. You know, may look like it, but he's been working on it. And, you know, somewhere when you leave guys wide open, you're going to get burned by that. So, I mean, his threes in the first half really opened it up for us.
Just to give you an idea of the unusual shooting of Greg Anthony in the playoffs, he's had 27 field goals in the 12 games coming in tonight of the playoffs. 14 of those 27 are three-point shots. That's amazing percentage.
Mason guarding McKee. Antonio Davis now is acting as the center, matched with Patrick Ewing. Workman with a side angle jump, and Haywood Workman finally hits. Knicks now lead by only 4. Haywood Workman coming off the 0 for 8 the other night. 3 minutes to go in the first. Marv Albert, John Andres, Al Trotwood, and Walt Clyde Frazier from Madison Square Garden. Ewing with a drop step. Mason tried to save it. Loose ball foul against the Pacers. Both teams are over the foul limit. McKee called for that personal. And here's Vern Fleming, New York City area product, replacing Haywood Workman.
You can't say enough if you're a coach of the team that gets a rebound like that, Marv, that offensive rebound at Mason. You just can't say enough about that. It's not beautiful, but it required unbelievable effort for Mason to get that ball, and he did.
Knicks have missed their last 3 from the line. So Mason extends to a 19-14 lead. Now Fleming handles against Anthony. Fleming and Miller in the backcourt. Dale Davis, Antonio Davis, Derek McKee up front. Three-point attempt by Miller. Here comes Mason, setting up on McKee. Anthony passed on the three. Ewing played by McKee. Ewing off the double team is fouled. Foul committed by Antonio Davis.
Well, you can see the difference in the lack of bulk by Antonio Davis and how important that Bill Cartwright type bulk is, and Smits as well, because Ewing can just dance around that much smaller body until he gets closer and closer. We'll get another look at it now. There's just nobody leaning on him. He just keeps going and going until he draws the foul, draws the attention.
Derek McKee sitting down. Kenny Williams has checked in for the first time. Well, the numbers for Patrick Ewing during the course of the playoffs, going back to the series against the Nets in Chicago, averaging just under 24, shooting 48%, averaging nearly 12 rebounds per game. And the Knicks, with 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in this first quarter, Williams blew the stop. The Knicks lead by 7. Anthony and Davis at the guards. Oakley, Mason, and Ewing up front. Ewing rejected by Dale Davis.
Great help, and it got there timely. That's the best job they've done on Ewing.
Knicks have gone 4 minutes without a field goal as Antonio Davis hammers one down. And the Knicks lead is now 21-16. Antonio Davis has been a major reason for the good play of the Indiana Pacers in the second half of the season. Pacers go to the trap. Ewing from deep. Mason with the rebound. Minute and a half left. First quarter. Illegal defense called for the first time against Indiana. Let's go back to that slam. Oh, the color and excitement.
What a pretty song that was.
From Antonio Davis.
Slam dunk special.
Ewing. Patrick Ewing going glass. Knicks have missed their previous 5 shots. They now lead by 7.
I've never seen that move. He looked like a small forward on that. So swift.
Kenny Williams, not noted for his outside shooting. Last touch by the Pacers. Larry Brown upset with the call. Larry is up and pacing early. He usually waits until the fourth quarter. We'll play on words there, John. Pacing. Yes. Anthony Mason. Rebound mistimed by the Knicks. And Fleming puts behind the back. Will he get the call on the continuation? Yes, he does. The basket counts, and Fleming will go to the line.
Pacers are showing grit and determination now, demonstrated by Fleming. Vern Fleming, another look at it now. That behind the back dribble got rid of Greg Anthony. Then he picked up the foul.
Anthony called for the foul. 3-point play for Vern Fleming. The Knicks lead 23-19 as this first quarter closes down. Half minute to go. Ewing from Anthony. Patrick Ewing with 10 points. The Knicks 25, the Pacers 19.
Wherever Antonio Davis goes in his life, you know, Mark, other than the basketball court, it's, boy, are you big. Hey, how's the weather up there? On this court tonight, Antonio Davis feels like about 6'1" right now.
Reggie Miller with 10. Final seconds of the quarter. Anthony lost the dribble. Time has run out. After one, it's the Knicks 25, the Indiana Pacers 21.
Knicks basketball is brought to you in part by Reebok, who reminds you that only the love can make you a player. And by Mobile One. It keeps your engine running like new.
After one, it's the Knicks 25 and the Pacers 21, the high men of the game. Patrick Ewing with 10 points, hitting 3 of 7 from the field and 4 out of 4 from the line. And Reggie Miller back on track, 4 for 7, 2 of 2 from the line for 10 points.
Solid first quarter for Reggie Miller. And it came because he made his decisions quickly and he was on target.
The Knicks hoping to make the trip to Indianapolis, up 2 games to nothing. Games 3 and 4 Saturday and Monday afternoons at Market Square. And that will be a very noisy arena. And the Pacers hoping to take one in New York, get a split, to tie the series at 1. Fleming trying to go all the way. Fleming with the rebound. LaSalle Thompson has checked in for the first time. His first appearance since game 1 in the Orlando series. Larry Brown feeling he needs a better matchup than Antonio Davis against Patrick Ewing, and he's going with the bulkier, stronger LaSalle Thompson, who just picked up that foul. LaSalle, a 12-year veteran out of the University of Texas. Past couple of years, he's been hit hard by injuries. He was inadvertently hit by Shaquille O'Neal in game 1 of that opening series and suffered a broken bone in his left hand. Charles Smith throwing the air ball. And here comes Vern Fleming.
Rare when you see a player take a short jump shot and the ball goes flying over the rim entirely.
Now Davis guarded by Anthony Mason. Hubert Davis. Rebound Anthony Mason. Pass from Fleming deflected by Anthony. Handled by Davis. Here's Davis setting up Anthony for 3. And it's rebounded by Byron Scott, who just came on at the start of the second quarter. Scott and Fleming in the backcourt. LaSalle Thompson with Dale Davis and Kenny Williams up front. Here's Scott. Byron Scott from the corner, and it cuts the Knicks lead down to 2.
There's a pace, Marv, to use your expression, of the Pacers that is putting them ahead of the Knicks in the effort department now for the last 4 or 5 minutes.
Smith shooting. Oh! And a loose ball foul against the Knicks. Correction, it's on the Pacers. It's on Kenny Williams.
He sent Mason flying in a rebounding situation. Kenny Williams under the basket. Mason gets in front of him, but Williams gives him that elbow and sends Mason off to the side.
Well, a cameo for LaSalle Thompson, who will head to the bench, replaced by Derek McKee. 2 minutes gone by in the second. Here's Davis. Hubert Davis off here at the start.
Knicks perimeter shooting has disappeared.
The other night, Knicks had that good shooting first half. Here's Rick Smits operating against Herb Williams, who just came on for Patrick Ewing. And the foul is called on Herb Williams. Timeout taken. 9:49 left in the second. The game.
Well, 7'4" Rick Smits coming out on the court has other thoughts about basketball. He said, I'm trying to get my mechanics diploma now. I work on cars and motorbikes in the summer. I'm taking one of those home study courses. With his income, he can afford to have lots of automobiles in his garages and spend some time doing what he loves to do.
I was going to say he probably will be the tallest auto mechanic in America. However, my thought of Mark Eaton, who has the same, actually has the same avocation.
It's interesting. 2 7'4" guys. Mark Eaton, though, is huge, upward and sideways.
What is sad is that we both remember that guy. Here's Herb Williams with an air ball. Anthony Mason. The Knicks 27 and the Pacers 24.
Mason is proving invaluable to the Knicks in this game as he was the other night, and as he was in so many of those games against the Bulls.
Kenny Williams getting the playing time here tonight, and Byron Scott was fouled. He was held. John Starks upset with himself as he is called for his third foul.
The way he was holding his arm, which was in a punch-like manner toward the scoring table, I thought he had hurt himself. But he's hurt emotionally as he heads to the bench now with the third foul.
What hurts John is the fact that he had it going 3 of 3 from the field. Replaced by Hubert Davis. Rick Smits with a show-the-ball move. Rebound kept alive by the Pacers, deflected out, and the officials checking with each other. Last touch by the Knicks, says Darryl Garrettson, who had the outside angle. So it's a new 24 for Indiana. McKee up front now with Smits and Mitchell, Fleming and Scott in the backcourt. Byron Scott on the follow. Rebounded by Herb Williams. Herb Williams, one-time Indiana Pacer, getting it down low to Anthony Mason. Charles Smith did not expect that pass and a foul call. Foul on Smith as he tried to get it back.
You're right, he didn't expect it, Marv, and Mason, in his attempt to share the basketball, did something almost unfair to Charles Smith, it appears. Smith didn't come to the ball, though. That hurt him, but it was hard for him to do anything had he gotten it right there at that moment.
Scott set the screen. Here's Mitchell. Sam Mitchell with a fadeaway shot. Sam Mitchell in his 5th year out of Mercer came over to Indiana from Minnesota. That Chuck Person, Michael Williams, Drew Richardson trade. And the Knicks have gone flat here in the second quarter. Holding foul against Indiana. It's on Mitchell.
Moments like this makes Pat Riley look at the court and say, let's see, who do I have out there? Who's going to score for me? Herb Williams, Charles Smith, both quiet. Mason's only going to hurt people inside. Anthony hasn't done much so far. Hubert Davis better lift us right now, or we better make some substitutions. We need scoring.
And Hubert off to the slow start, 0 for 3. Anthony. Picked off by Scott. Byron Scott. Well, Byron went to the finger roll, and he drew the foul. Davis called for his first. Here's Derek Harper replacing Greg Anthony. And now Charles Oakley will come on, along with Patrick Ewing. The Knicks only 1 for 9 from the field in the second quarter. Byron Scott, who spent 10 years with the Los Angeles Lakers, signed with the Pacers as a free agent last December, averaged 10 points a game off the bench. We discussed during game 1 how much he has meant to this Pacer franchise, what he has given to this club on and off the court. Byron won 3 titles under Pat Riley with the LA Lakers.
Yes, he's gotten this team thinking that they can be better than they've been during their 500 seasons. 500 meaning their 41 and 41 seasons over the last 5 years, it seems. Byron, as we mentioned the other night, also now in his 11th straight postseason, has scored more points than any other player participating in this year's playoffs. He is a veteran.
Knicks and Pacers tied at 27. You see the 4 Knicks shooting in the second quarter. Oakley, Ewing, and Mason up front. Harper and Davis in the backcourt. Nice pass. Davis can't put it down. And back comes McKee. Workman for Smits. Open shot for Rick Smits. And that is his first field goal.
Boy, his play is very symbolic of how Patrick Ewing can play when you see those jump shots from good range.
Now this is the first time that the Pacers have had the lead. 5 minutes gone by in the second. Nice move by Mason. Couldn't complete it. The Knicks are struggling here in the second quarter. Smits getting position. Oh, he just muscled Ewing out of the way.
That was a monster move by a big man, and he did do that. Patrick was really made to look small on that move. Come on strong and wrestle the lead from the Knicks. McKee inside. Ball moving well by the Pacers. Inside, outside, Rick Smits, the 7'4" center. It's that 22-foot jump shot. Cannon Technology and MCS service. One is a great reason to buy the other. Rick Smits is going to make any coach who ever worked with him, including Bill Walton, Marv, cry at the beauty of this big man power move as he faked his way inside. The Knicks want to disrupt Smits when he puts the ball on the floor. No one comes over to do that on that one dribble, which got him that step closer to the basket as he sent that one down. What a great move by Rick Smits.
Yes, I know that Bill Walton has worked with Rick from time to time. He is a vastly improved player. Averaged over 15 a game, his best in the NBA, best all-around season. The Knicks drought continues in the second quarter. Pacers by 4. Here's McKee. That was a three-point attempt. Oakley from deep. And Byron Scott starts back.
Just amazing how the game changes when you can't hit your shots, and that's the deal for the Knicks. They can't hit their shots.
Foul against the Knicks. 17-6 run by Indiana to give them this 4-point lead, and the Knicks are now 1 for 16 from the field. 1 for 16 here in the second quarter. Reggie Miller is getting set to check back in. Hubert Davis called for the foul, putting Byron Scott at the line.
Well, that is so incredible, 1 for 16, and to think they're only down by 5 is amazing.
The other night, the Knicks shot 50% from the field in the first half. Indiana not getting any stops. It's not that the Knicks are not getting good shots here in the second quarter. They are. They're not hitting. Indiana by 6, their biggest lead of the game.
Interesting, all this continuing with Reggie Miller, their high scorer, on the bench.
Hopper. That's a two-pointer for Derek Hopper. Only the second Knick field goal. The second quarter. Indiana leads by 4. 5:40 remaining in the second. Smits set up beautifully. Presented the ball by Scott. And Rick Smits with a nice touch off the glass.
Good shooters use the backboard, and Smits clearly has those instincts.
Smits with 7 points. Indiana leads by 6. Hopper off balance. Mason keeps it alive. Davis has not been able to hit. This pass broken up by McKee and handled by Workman. It's a team that comes up with a lot of steals. Very proficient in that department in the earlier series against Orlando and Atlanta. And the whistle away from the ball as Charles Smith and Reggie Miller are waved in. We're awaiting the foul call.
I think, Marv, that Hubert Davis might have a little a tear on his arm. There might be a little blood there. The official signaling that. to the Knicks bench.
Yes, Ed Rush walking over to the bench, and that's apparently what it is. So Hubert Davis will head back, and Knicks trainer Mike Saunders will check him out. Rick Anthony back on the floor.
I can't help but think, Marv, to the back to the day when Magic Johnson made that dramatic announcement about being HIV positive. Since that time, when there is blood on a player's hands, the player must leave the game. It all traces back to that announcement.
Here's Workman. Rebound handled by Dale Davis, and he's tied up. Good play. Although Dale Davis felt he was fouled, he felt he was held. Jump ball between Oakley and Davis. Four and a half remaining in the first half.
Knicks are in a period now, Marv, where they've been outscored 21-8.
Well, the Knicks only 2 of 18 from the floor in the second, and Rick Smits, after the slow start, has come on. He missed his first 5 shots. He now has 9 points. Pacers lead 37-29. That was a 3-point attempt. Ewing with the rebound. Oakley. Charles Oakley with a rare Knick basket. And the Pacers lead by 6. Knicks with only 6 points in the second quarter. We have 3:50 to go. Smits had it knocked away by Ewing. Recovered by Workman. Shot clock at 1. Davis. Now Davis beats the 24-second buzzer. Indiana leads 39-31.
Pacers are playing with great confidence, which you know came about after their comeback the other night when they scared the Knicks after coming back. Ewing sending Smits flying as he tries to establish his position. Foul called on Patrick. Take another look at it. Patrick trying to get position. And Patrick sends him away. That's his second foul.
Three minutes, 29 seconds remaining in the second. And the Indiana Pacers lead the New York Knicks 39-31. The Pacers outscoring the Knicks here in the second quarter 18-6. The Knicks 3 for 20 from the field here in the second.
One of the reasons the Pacers are a turnaround team this year is because of Larry Brown's focus on defense. And that 3 for 20 is quite evident, 15%. Wow, that hurt the Knicks. But the defense of the Pacers has something to do with this also. They're challenging the Knicks shooters.
Indiana ball as we resume following the timeout. Antonio Davis lost it on the head fake. Anthony and Hopper in the backcourt. Oakley, Smith, and Ewing up front. Ewing played by Dale Davis. Rebound Ewing. Rebound Ewing. Patrick Ewing on his second follow.
Great effort by Ewing.
The Pacer lead is 6. The chant of defense from the crowd. Miller stripped by Hopper. Workman did not like the hand check from Anthony. They recall the two got into that melee earlier this season at Indianapolis. Haywood Workman also upset about the aggressive defensive style of Derek Hopper. McKee had it knocked away, recovered by Workman. Shot clock at 2. Well, Derek McKee is so off. Derek McKee did not have a good playoff last season with Seattle and took some criticism. And he has been invisible over these first couple of games. Had his problems against Atlanta, too. And tonight he's looking at an 0 for 3 from the field following the 0 for 7 in game 1. Knicks with the ball trailing by 6 points as we come up on 2 minutes remaining first half. Three-second violation against the Knicks.
Well, Charles Smith was planted down low with his arms up in good position, and his teammates did not look his way.
The Knicks with their 6th turnover of the game, but 5 of the 6 have come in the second quarter. Just under 2 minutes remaining in the half. Miller got the good look. Smith with the rebound in traffic. Harper. Nice shot by Derek Harper. And it cuts it to a 4-point Pacer lead. Workman back for McKee. Shot clock at 6. Antonio Davis. Shot clock at 2. 24-second violation.
That's an example of how Oakley hounds the player he's matched against. He almost lost the baseline on that play, but he kept hounding until he got that ball loose.
A minute 10 remaining, first half. Antonio Davis fronting Patrick Ewing and doing it effectively. Harper checked the clock. Here's Anthony for 3. Well, Greg Anthony with 3 from downtown on Tuesday night. Hitting from deep in the corner from 3-point land to cut it to a 1-point Indiana lead.
Well, the Knicks have been allowed this low, and now they're right back in it. Thanks to Greg Anthony, who brings the touch again. The Knicks now conclude a 9-2 run on Indiana.
Workman going behind the back. Nearly had it picked off by Anthony. 40 seconds remaining in the first half. Miller. Reggie Miller. Stay right here, says the official Ed Rush. Miller did not get the hop on that shot. And then the foul was called on Oakley, his first.
Pat Riley giving the Pacers a different look now by playing his 2 point guards together. Derek Harper and Greg Anthony have done this before, minimally though, during the season. But tonight in a playoff game, he's going with it for a period, and it's got a good look to it for the Knicks.
Knicks over the foul limit, so Dale Davis go to the line. He is a poor foul shooter at 52% for the season. And John, he's one of these guys that not only misses, but misses badly.
How about 33% during the playoffs coming in tonight?
Well, that time right through. Hits 1 out of 2 from the line, and Indiana has a 2-point lead with a half minute remaining first half. It's more of a typical Knicks-Indiana game as you look at the scoreboard. Oakland ties it at 40.
Derek Harper did everything but put the ball in the basket. He penetrated, broke the defense down, and then just flipped it off.
Down to 10 seconds in the half. Chant of defense. Pacers work the clock down. McKee. Derek McKee blocked by Charles Smith. Good finish after a bad start for the Knicks in the second quarter. At one point, they were 3 for 20 from the field here in the second. At the half, it's the Knicks 40 and the Pacers 40 in game 2 of this best of 7. Back with our halftime in just a moment. Well,
it's taken many months and many miles, but we've finally come to the final half of basketball that Marv and John will share together this season. Marv?
Al, this is so emotional for both of us. But yes, the MSG Network coverage comes to a conclusion tonight as we check out the halftime field goal percentages. Indiana 37% on 16 of 43. Derek McKee continues to struggle, and the Knicks 16 of 45 for 36%. Only 7 of 26 in the second quarter for the Knicks. Knicks did have the edge off the boards, 28-23, and did the job off the offensive backboard, but not able to take advantage. As you check out the second chance point rundown and a look at the Toyota matchup between Patrick Ewing and Rick Smits.
Rick Smits doing a good job. Patrick Ewing outscoring him, not shooting that well. Smits concentrating on scoring, obviously not on rebounding, and then Indiana Pacers need him to hit the boards much more than he did with that single rebound in 12 minutes of the first half. He only played 12 minutes out of 24 in the first half.
Rick Smits hit his first 5, missed his first 5. He's hit his last 4. Reggie Miller, 10 points in the first quarter, did not score in the second. Rebounded by Dale Davis, stripped by Charles Oakley. Well, Charles comes out of the pack with the ball. The Knicks open with Derek Harper and John Starks in the backcourt. Patrick Ewing, Charles Smith, and Charles Oakley up front. The game is tied at 40. And Ewing draws the foul. Patrick Ewing, foul in the act. Derek McKee charged with his second, so Ewing to the line. He's hit 4 of 4 from the foul line.
In reviewing the game against the Knicks the other night, Larry Brown put a great deal of focus on the Knicks' offensive rebounding and how they did a great job with 14 offensive rebounds, led by Oakley 7 the other night. How do you think he felt in the first half tonight, with the Knicks having 13 offensive rebounds to only 7 for the Pacers? Oakley only had 1. Mason had 6 and Ewing 5.
So the Knicks lead by 1. And Indiana with a backcourt of Hayward Workman and Reggie Miller. Up front, Derek McKee, Dale Davis, and Rick Smits. Miller lost it. And it will be Indiana ball.
Knicks can only hope John Starks has the touch he showed in his 7 minutes of the first half. 3 out of 3. But when he picked up his third foul, he was gone.
The Knicks started the second quarter hitting only 1 of 16 from the field. Off the steal. Back comes Starks. Oakley, yes. So the Knicks lead by 3.
Terrific play by Ewing, intercepting that inbounds pass. How uncommon it is for a 7-footer to do what he just did.
And Smits foul. Charles Smith called for his third.
What we got? What we got?
Derek McKee will inbound. Knicks scored only 15 points in the second quarter. Indiana with only 19. Smits gets it back out to McKee. Returns to Smits. It counts, and the foul. Good quick return pass from McKee. Oakley called for the foul, and Smits will go to the line.
This is a skill. McKee has the skill of delivering that ball in traffic. Nicely done by McKee, and also by Smits, who finished it. Thinking back to Tony Kukoc of the Bulls, he also had that kind of skill, which was noteworthy, the ability to pass the ball softly to your teammates.
The Knicks and Pacers are tied at 43. Here's Harper. And it will be Indiana ball. Third quarter just getting underway. It's game 2 of the best-of-7 Eastern Conference Final. Games 3 and 4 in Indianapolis Saturday afternoon and then Monday afternoon. Knicks won the opener here on Tuesday, 100-89. Here's Miller. Quick release by Reggie Miller. Rebounded by Charles Smith. Indiana has lost 10 straight. 30 of the last 32 played here at the Garden. Pass by Starks, sailing high and wide.
That double team on Starks confused him, took his vision away, and he panicked and threw it away.
McKee, Derek McKee, with his first field goal of this series. He had missed his first 4 shots tonight. He was 0 for his last 11. Pacers by 2. And a foul call. It's a hold, according to Jess Kersey. Reggie Miller called for his first, so both the Knicks and Pacers with 2 team fouls. Smith changed his mind, and Patrick Ewing, backing his way, called for steps.
Patrick has been able to do that against the shorter players, but against Smith, he had to put a little extra into it and committed the infraction. Nice response by Charles Smith when he was overplayed, giving that ball up as well as he did.
Ewing batted it away, and a foul, a hold on Workman. That prevented the fast break.
See, the difference in Patrick Ewing and other centers is he is asked to come outside and double team guards on a regular basis. Very, very energy consuming. Tiring for a man his size to bend down and chase people as he does. He's already had 2 steals now in the second half.
Ewing getting it inside, and Oakley was squeezed. Charles Oakley fouled on the play. Good entry pass from Patrick Ewing. Dale Davis called for the foul.
Well, Patrick Ewing feels the pressure, and he sees Charles Oakley with the hand up. Charles in good position to get that ball.
Oakley is 2 for 2 from the line.
One of the points made about the Knicks after the game the other night, Pat Riley pointed out how he thought his team was fatigued. Could have been his way of issuing a challenge to get ready for this game. A new mental approach. Hey, we're not tired type thing. And doesn't Charles Oakley speak right out and say, hey, I'm not dragging. Nobody on this team works harder than I do. It's a mental thing. So Pat Riley got the response he wanted. It's spread around the team. Forget the fatigue.
Indiana by 1. 3.5 gone by, third quarter. Smits off the pick. Smits with the spinning jump shot. Not part of his normal repertoire. Nice pass for Starks. Oakley lands in the crowd after that beautiful one-bounce pass to set up Starks. Knicks by 1. Here's Smits. Oh, Rick Smits comes back strong, and Indiana has a 1-point lead. 14 for Smits, and he's the high man. Ewing has 13 points. Oakley has 11. Illegal defense call. Larry Brown upset. And that is a technical foul. Second illegal defense called against the Pacers. John Starks will shoot the technical. John making his first appearance at the line.
Rick Smits started the game missing his first 5 shots, but look what's happened since then. 6 out of 7 for Smits.
And Rick coming off the 27 points in 27 minutes in game 1. Harper penetrating.
What an awesome drive by Harper. He made the Pacers stationary.
Derek Harper has 8 points. And apparently a delay of game called on the Knicks. Did not want the Pacers to be able to move down court on the transition with Harper out of the play. Knicks lead 48-47. Smits again. He has hit 7 of his last 8, and Indiana leads by 1. 16 points for Smits. Harper for 3. And rebounded by McKee. Miller. Reggie Miller with 12 points. Pacers lead 51-48. And Pat Riley calls for time.
Pat Riley imploring his team to play harder, as he does game in and game out, which is what the Knicks are doing. Derek Harper on a drive a couple of moments back. Derek ending up in the stands, tripping over a couple of photographers there. Charles Oakley coming down, giving that ball up to John Starks. Charles losing his balance, heading for Mike and the Mad Dog, just missing him. Knicks working harder and harder, game in and game out. And that's been duly noted by Indiana coach Larry Brown. After the 4th time his team lost to the Knicks this year, he said the Knicks win because they play hard and consistent every night. I put them in a class with the Detroit and Chicago champion teams because they play hard defense. Also happens to be a game in which Charles Oakley played 48 minutes on March 15th. For 1 of 3 times this year he did that.
Strong move by Ewing, but could not hit. Starks on the recovery. Harper and Starks in the backcourt. Smith, Ewing, and Oakley up front. Knicks with the ball down by 3. Harper with room. Yes. It's a 3 for Derek Harper. And he's tied the game at 51. Derek Harper has played well. He has 11 points. 6 minutes remaining, 3rd quarter. Miller setting it up for himself on a back dribble and claiming that it was foul.
Wow, Starks was right on him, in his face. He didn't get a pick all by himself, as you said, Marv.
And that was a 3 for Miller. Indiana 54, the Knicks 51. Nice move by Ewing. The Knicks down by 1. So the offense heating up at both ends. Nice pass inside from McKee. Rebound Smits. Ewing got a piece. Rebound Antonio Davis. Rebound Smits. Indiana leads by 3.
There's got to be an attempt to box Smits out. You just can't get into a jumping contest with a man who's 4 inches taller than the tallest Knick on the floor.
Rick Smits has 18 points. Starks off the mark, but deflected out by the Pacers. Anthony Mason will come on. Charles Smith leaving. It has been a quiet game for Charles Smith. 1 for 4, 2 points. Anthony Mason had his typical strong game off the bench in game 1. 10 points, 8 rebounds. Mason on the recovery. Starks for 3. Rebound Ewing. Beautiful tip by Ewing, and the Knicks trail by 1.
Perfect timing by Ewing, and that's what it took.
17 points for Patrick Ewing. And this game has really picked up in the third. Haywood Workman. So Haywood Workman with his second field goal. Indiana leads by 3. Ewing facing the double team. Starks for 3. And it's rebounded by Smits.
Good play by Davis, coming out and bothering Starks by trying to deflect his attention, and he succeeded.
Smits for McKee. Again, a nice look from the 7'4" Rick Smits. Second assist for Smits. Indiana by 5. Here's Hoffer. Derek Hoffer on the drive. And the Pacer lead is 3.
Derek is on his game. He's adding so much to the Knicks. They're feeling his positive play in a bigger way than they have in a while.
Hoffer 13 points along with 4 assists. And Larry Brown is called for a timeout. We'll see it right here on MSG. Mark Messier coming through after making the will win tonight prediction. Captain Courageous's bold prediction. Patrick Ewing of the New York Knicks back on the 1st of April. Made the back page of the New York Post by telling Fred Kerber will win it all. John, I know that you had guaranteed a sparkling color commentating job for tonight. Well, 2 out of 3.
Patrick's was bolder because he talked about the whole thing. Mark Messier was singling in on one game, and wow, what an inspiring all-time performance by Messier last night.
Ewing called for the foul. That is his 3rd. Yes, he took it all on his shoulders and came through with the 3 goals. But notice no predictions for tomorrow. You do it one time, although you recall Pat Riley promised a repeat. And then after the Lakers won it a second time, I can remember Kareem Abdul-Jabbar grabbing for the mouth of Pat not to promise a three-peat, not to put the pressure on. Indiana up now 62-57. 3.5 remaining in the third quarter. Ewing draws the double team. Now Ewing operating against Dale Davis. Rick Smits getting a rest. And it is a different scenario from the Knick point of view when Smits is not out there defending against Ewing.
Well, Patrick with patience showed what he can do by getting in closer and closer, and then he just jumped over the defense.
Vern Fleming and Reggie Miller now in the backcourt. And Fleming hacked by Starks. That's 4 on Starks. Here comes Hubert Davis. And for Indiana, Sam Mitchell will give a breather. Eric McKee. John Starks with 8 points. Derek McKee with another quiet game on the score sheet. 2 of 7 from the field. He does have 6 assists. Byron Scott will come on in a moment. Here's Miller. Played very well by Hopper. Rebound Miller. Rejected by Oakley. Back comes Hopper. It's a 3-on-2. Hopper from Mason. Good recovery by the Pacers. And the pass play broken up. And last touch by Oakley. So Indiana gets it back. Reggie Miller sitting down. Byron Scott checks in. 62-59 Indiana. Pacers trying to tie the series at 1. They've lost their last 10 here at Madison Square Garden. 2:20 to go in the third. Antonio Davis trying to set the pick. Slapped to the backcourt by Harper. Shot clock running down. Mitchell has to hurry. And back comes Davis. Dangerous pass that nearly went in. Fleming. Met by Davis. Just under 2 minutes to go in the third. Mitchell with a bad stumbling driving move. And Mason has a 3-on-2, and he is fouled by Fleming.
Mason loves the pace of the game to pick up. He bursts out of the pack with the ball with great strength. Trying to end up, of course, with a fast break dunk, and he succeeded in drawing that foul. You could just see him rise when the pace picks up. Moment before that, though, Hubert Davis trying to push a pass through the defense. The deflection almost sends the ball into the basket.
Anthony Mason now 2 of 3 from the line. Rick Smits returns after the brief rest. Antonio Davis sitting down. Indiana 62. The New York Knicks 61. Fleming goes across against Davis. Smits kept away by Ewing. 8 on the 24. Smits. Crowd wanted to travel. Rebound Mason. And Mason to the open floor again. Sets up Harper for 3. Yes! Well, not what he had in mind. A shrug from Derek Harper, but he's not giving it back.
Big grin crossed his face when that went in off the backboard. He did not have that in mind. He got lucky.
That was out of the pages of Michael Jordan from the finals last season when he hit 6 from downtown and could not believe he had the long-range touch. Shot clock down to 2. It's down to 1. Fleming comes up short, and the rebound is batted out of bounds.
Derek Harper having a fine night tonight. Mason pushing the ball in close. Sends it back out to Derek, who's taken several shots tonight. That one went in off the backboard.
Yes.
Haven't seen Derek smile much during games, but the Knicks now, thanks to Derek Harper's three-point shot, enjoying a 7-0 run.
Ewing with an alert play. Leads a 4-on-1. Gets it back. The Knicks with a 66-62 lead. 9-0 run. 35 seconds remaining in the third. Smits lost the dribble.
He got hit too, Mark. No call, though. He got rocked as he put that ball on the floor.
Major turning point of the game right here. The last minute and a half. Standing ovation for the Knicks as Harper works the clock down. Davis for 3. Rebound Mason. And time runs out in this third quarter. After 3, it's the Knicks 66 and the Pacers 62. Back with the fourth quarter in a moment.
Now by the Knicks, and thanks to long-distance shooting, compliments of our AT&T replay here, we'll see Anthony Mason making a penetration and a pitch out to Derek Harper off the glass. Oh, a good view of that shot by Harper, and a good view of his happy face as he trotted on back up court. The fans once again lifting the team. The team's doing it themselves. Now the fans are jumping in again to give them even greater lift.
As this fourth quarter gets underway, let's go to Al Troutwig. Al?
Well, Mark, we're still waiting to see what the trademark is going to be in this series for the Knicks in the fourth quarter. Against the Chicago Bulls, they held Chicago under 20 points for 7 straight games. No one in the history of the NBA playoffs had ever done that before. But the Pacers broke that streak with 26 in the fourth quarter of Game 1. It'll be interesting to see if the Knicks can recapture their below 20 magic here.
Thank you, Al. Knicks with a 66-62 lead at the start of this fourth quarter. Davis not able to hit. And back come the Pacers, who go with a backcourt of Fleming and Scott. Smits up front along with McKee and Dale Davis.
Oh, Mason overdoing the physical play on Smits, and I don't blame Smits. I mean, he was treating him like a rag doll. In fact, after the whistle, he kept pushing him too.
And Rick Smits getting an earful from Charles Oakley.
Mason just muscling him right away, and then the whistle blew and he gave him another shove.
Anthony Mason called for his first, and just Kersey with the whistle away from the ball. A holding foul on Hopper. Saw the illustration from Kersey tugging on his jersey to indicate the hold by Hopper. Hopper all over Scott. So the Knicks picked it up in the third quarter. 10 of 18 after the poor shooting. Second quarter. At one point they hit 1 of 16 in the second quarter. McKee guarded by Mason. Smits. Scott for three. And Mason comes away with it. A minute gone by in the fourth. And that away from the ball as Smits was called for the block on Ewing. For Rick Smits, that's three. Ewing also has three.
Well, it looked like Rick used his hands to try and stop Ewing, who wanted the position. Ewing coming up court is greeted by Rick with the left arm. That's totally unnecessary waste of a foul by him.
Applause for Derek Hopper as he sits down, replaced by Greg Anthony. Outstanding game for Hopper. Ewing, oh, what a shot. Patrick Ewing off balance to give the Knicks a 68-62 advantage. 23 for Ewing, along with 12 rebounds. And the call against Davis. Gilbert Davis picks up his third.
When you reach around the offensive player, the official will generally call a foul. They just assume that there's contact.
Haywood Workman returns for Vern Fleming. The Knicks with 11 consecutive points. That goes back to the third quarter. And one stretch, Indiana led by as many as 8. Smits has it punched away, then recovers. Patrick Ewing knocked it out of the hands of Rick Smits. Smits got it back. Knicks lead by 6. With 2 minutes gone by in the fourth. Illegal defense against Indiana. And that is a technical foul awarded to the Knicks.
Anthony Mason, when that whistle was called, gloated at the call because he drew the attention as a man in the low post. He got the ultimate respect. 3 people were converging on him, and he loved it, and he reflected it.
Gilbert Davis with his first point of the game.
There's Mason setting up down low. The defense all starts to tilt his way. You got to play your man or double team. You can't do a little bit of each, and that's what the Pacers did.
Knicks lead by 7. Ewing facing a double team and lost it off his foot. Timeout is called. The Knicks 69 and the Pacers 62. We'll be right back.
Well, Reggie Miller left the scene with a couple of minutes left in the third quarter, and since then his team has fallen behind.
Reggie only 6 for 16 from the field, and it is a 12-0 run by the Knicks since Reggie sat down with 2:34 left in the third. John, the Pacers last scored with 3:39 remaining in the third quarter. The last field goal with 4:14 to go in the third quarter.
A well-dressed baby Nick.
Knicks 69 on the Pacers 62. Knicks hoping to make it a 2-0 lead in this best of 7. Game 3 at Market Square in Indianapolis on Saturday afternoon. Smith's involved with Ewing and a 3-second violation call. Smiths was in the lane for the 3.
I must say, after Jess Kersey made a very tight call to open the game against Patrick Ewing, officials have loosened up. There's a lot of physical play out there that's not going called.
Oakley. The Knicks shooting has turned after the horrendous second quarter. 14-0 run by the Knicks. McKee. Oakley on the save. And Davis overthrew Mason.
You notice how Mason can stop on a dime? He was going full blast, then he stopped. That was Charles Oakley. He would have been 11 rows in, spreading people out.
That's a good phrase. Stop on a dime, John?
Actually, Marv, yes, it's been used before, I know.
Yes. Smith's off a double team.
I said stop on a penny, you would have let it go, right?
That would have been fine.
Stop on a quarter.
Would have been something new.
Stop on a person.
Mason called for the foul. His second. Here comes Reggie Miller for Byron Scott. Once again, the story here tonight, the lack of offense by the combination of Derek McKee and Haywood Workman. They just have not been able to get into it. Let's see, there's the dime right there.
Oh. Good pickup, Marv.
9-point lead for the Knicks. Their biggest of the night. Workman. Well, he got the roll. Haywood Workman with 6 points. 71-64. Knicks 8.5 remaining in the fourth. Ewing. And Patrick Ewing will go to the line with Reggie Miller on the bench. The Knicks outscored the Pacers 12-0. Workman called for that foul, trying to help out, and Patrick Ewing to the line. He's 5 of 6 from the line.
One of the tendencies of Greg Anthony, and it is not a good one for him. I noticed again the Knicks got the ball into Ewing's hands, that Greg did, with about 11 seconds left on the 24-second clock. The coaching staff would like to see him move that ball and advance it quicker than that. Marv Workman, who's out there playing tough defense again. Something worth noting is the fine defense and attention he drew in the first round of the playoffs against Anthony Hardaway when the Pacers swept Orlando, and then he continued it against Mookie Blaylock in that 6-game win by the Pacers. Outstanding defense has been noted.
Odd defensive maneuver by Hubert Davis with a hand up high in the face of Workman. Here's Miller for 3, and Davis comes away with it. Reggie Miller now 6 for 17. Ewing squaring up. He thought he was hacked. No call made. The Knicks lead by 11. And a timeout for Indiana. They were trying to get to the front court, but not.
Well, Hubert Davis has jumped right in with the tough defense. You'll see him guarding Workman, has those hands up, trying to take the vision away from Workman. Darryl Garrettson's not checking it out. Finally blew the whistle on a play he saw going on in another part of the court.
Hubert Davis 0 for 6 from the field, but as you mentioned, has been doing other things, and as a result has remained on the court. John Starks with 4 fouls, although Starks has shot well, not getting the playing time. Knicks turning it with the shooting in the second half. After the poor second quarter, missed 16 of 17 shots at the start of the second quarter. 18-2 run by the Knicks, and they lead by 11.
When you think about it, Marv, after the game the other night, the feeling was that the Knicks might be a little too cocky coming in tonight, a tendency that they've had in the past. Maybe the poor shooting of the first half helped them, kept them on their toes.
And the Knicks get it back on the turnover. 7:20 remaining in the fourth quarter. Shot clock at 6. Anthony for 3. He felt he was fouled. And the call is that it was deflected out. Last touch by the Knicks. Meanwhile, the Pacers get down in a hurry because the Knicks did not get back.
What a shot by Miller, beating Ewing on that play.
But the Knicks did not make the transition. They were concerned, looking for a call. Good hustle by Workman to break up the dribble. It will be, and Workman is called for a foul. That's his 3rd. Indiana with their 13th foul. Knicks have 4. Knicks have Ewing, Oakley, and Mason up front. Anthony and Davis at the guards. Smith steals it from Ewing. And Workman is held by Anthony.
Patrick has played an outstanding game tonight. On this play, though, reminiscent of some Chicago moves, he starts spending a little too much time thinking about what he'll do with the ball, and credit Smits with the hands to steal that away from Ewing.
And Derek Harper has come on for Greg Anthony. Harper providing a lift in the third quarter. Derek shooting well, 7 of 11. He has 16 points. Haywood Workman, an 80% free throw shooter. Haywood Workman, originally a second-round draft pick of the Atlanta Hawks in '89, played only 6 games with Atlanta, spent some time with the Bullets. Last 2 years played in Italy. He has been a big surprise for the Pacers, taking over the starting point guard position. The Knicks lead by 7, 6.5 remaining in the fourth quarter.
As I mentioned, Mark, when you consider the job he did against Hardaway and Blaylock in the first 2 rounds, you know how important he's become to this team.
And Ewing was fouled. Rich Smits called for his 4th, a non-shooting foul. John Starks checking back in. He'll be matched with Reggie Miller. And Haywood Workman replaced by Vern Fleming. So Smits has 4 fouls. Ewing has 3. Oh, what a pass. Mason from Oakland. The Knicks 77, the Pacers 68.
Pacers fell asleep on defense to allow that to happen.
We're just under 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. McKee throws it away. He had lost the grip and tried to guide it. Bad pass.
Mason jovial as well after the pressure he created on McKee.
Harper had it poked away from behind. The Knicks will maintain possession.
It's a big game for Derek Harper. He's come back in a major way for the Knicks in this game.
The Knicks call for time with 5:51 left in the fourth. Well, the Knicks with a 77-68 lead on the Indiana Pacers. Prior to the start of the series, so much was made of the quotes from Reggie Miller, who had been saying that he wanted to play the New York Knicks. This the statement that was made by Miller prior to the series.
Well, we think they're the best team. And that's why we wanted to play them. We always felt that they were the best team. So, you know, even though they didn't have the home court advantage throughout the playoffs, they were the #2 seed. We always felt all year, especially with the retirement of Michael, that they were going to be the best team.
Well, Reggie Miller was widely quoted as saying that he had hoped the Indiana Pacers would go up against the New York Knicks. Kind of couching it a bit by saying, well, the reason is because, in Reggie's words, they're the best team. Antonio Davis called for the foul, his third, and Patrick Ewing to the line. Ewing is 7 of 8 from the line.
He's trying to be provocative as usual, but not obnoxious. Reggie has often been accused, you might say, of inciting opponents to better efforts. So he still wants to be outspoken, but he doesn't want to be a bad guy.
He has been on the low-key side thus far in this series, because in the earlier series, he said he was taking pride in being the villain, particularly on the road, but we have not seen that shade of his personality here yet. Smits, nice move by Rick Smits. The Knicks lead 78-70 with 5 minutes 20 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. And Riley now has Hopper and Starks in the backcourt. Ewing, Oakley, Mason up front. Patrick Ewing with 30 points, extending to a 10-point Knick lead.
As soon as Patrick flashes out of the low post, he seems to leave Smits behind him. And with the jump shot hitting, he becomes really an uncontrollable force for Indiana.
And apparently an illegal pick set out of bounds by Indiana, so the ball goes to the Knicks. And Vern Fleming sits down. Haywood Workman is back, bothering Derek Harper with the pressure. Starks, played by Miller. Ewing checking the 24. Mason. Mason on the follow. Check that, Oakley on the follow. And the Knicks now lead 82-70.
Another Charles Oakley type hoop. Battling his way through the opponent to the hoop.
Here's Miller. Mason leading the break. And the Knicks regroup. Starks has it knocked away by Miller. It will be Nick Paul with 7 on the shot clock, but first a timeout is called by the Knicks. It's a 20-second timeout, so the Knicks have 3 full timeouts remaining. Indiana with 3 and a 20.
Well, Pat Riley brought up the subject of fatigue in his observations about the Knicks play the other night. And then he went on to say, this is about endurance, and he's referring to the playoffs. We've got to be up to the task. Larry Brown not happy now. He just had a technical called on him. Pat Riley went on to say, if you want to play in June, that's what it's all about. You've got to be disciplined, and you have to want it. And this endurance warning has paid off, because the Knicks are finishing this game as strong as they have any game this year. They're certainly up to it tonight.
Larry Brown hit with the technical, very upset. With apparently there were some calls that the Pacers felt should have been made. That last drive by Reggie Miller, he was upset that there was no call made. And now John Starks to the line. 0 for 1 at the line. Missed the technical earlier and does the same.
John didn't look at the basket much. He was looking down. He was dribbling. You gotta get close to that rim visually. You gotta relate to that rim. Should have spent more time focusing on the rim itself.
Oakley will throw in. They have readjusted the 24, now 10 remaining on the shot clock. 4 minutes 4 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Off the double team, a steal, and Dale Davis converts. 82-72, the Knicks with the lead. And once again, the Pacers try to trap. Pressure defense being utilized by Indiana. Starks foul. Both teams are over the limit. Workman called for his fourth, and John Starks, who missed his previous 2 free throws, will shoot a pair.
And they were on his mind, because when that call was made, John Starks started punching his chest. Knicks not doing a good enough job at the line tonight at 65%.
Now this is unusual because John Starks is usually a very fine foul shooter for the season. 75%. In the playoffs, he had been 86%, which is up from a year ago. Knicks 83, and the Pacers 72. 3.5 remaining in the fourth. Smith's foul. No, they call it the other way. Offensive foul on Smith's. That's his 5th.
Well, judging by Patrick Ewing's reaction, that seems to have been the foul. Smith's with that left elbow clipping Patrick Ewing in the nose, and that was right in front of the official.
Haywood Workman is such a tough defender, all over Derek Harper. Starks for 3. Rebound Harper. And a new 24 for the Knicks as we come up on 3 minutes to go in the fourth. And this time it's called on Ewing. Offensive foul the other way. That's 4 on Ewing.
Instead of using the body of the guy behind him, Patrick clobbers him. He doesn't spin around it. He just bangs into him instead of locking his body on Smits and then spinning around it.
In contrast to game 1 with Rick Smits on the bench. In the final minutes, he's remained on the floor here. Reggie Miller hitting a 2-pointer. Reggie with 21. Miller with the steal and could not hold on. Oh, I believe he just busted a computer. He slammed his fist on the computer over at the scores table. Not appreciated. There it is. Whoa. Also a fine way to break your hand.
How can he go unpunished for that?
I say lawsuit, John. And you could break your hand in that manner.
Boy, that's very costly, though. You would think that should warrant a technical foul.
And immediately we're told from the far side it's an expensive computer, John. Starks. And an offensive foul call on Anthony Mason.
Daryl Garrettson is in his last year as the chief of officials in the NBA. Perhaps next year he'll give some thought to a technical foul on disrupting the functioning of a computer.
Yeah, that is literally a technical foul. And again a whistle against the Knicks. A hold has been called. It's on Oakley with 2 minutes and 21 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter.
Patrick Ewing working on Smits. And since Smits wanted to go back and he let him have that room, lost his balance, and then another tight call.
And a correction, the announcement originally Oakley, it is Ewing picking up his 5th rather than Oakley. Rick Smits 3 of 4 from the line. Indiana hanging in, down by only 8. Much time remaining. It is a 7-point Knick lead. The pressure defense bothering the Knicks here in the final minutes. try to pick off Workman. Oakley gets inside and draws the foul. Charles setting the pick up high and then cutting for the basket. And he was fouled by McKee.
Good job by Harper handling that basketball and getting it to the wide open Charles Oakley. Well, this little comeback, this flurry by the Pacers is going to serve them well as they look forward to the return home to Indiana on Saturday, where they will play with great confidence, mainly because they're undefeated in the playoffs after the first 2 rounds against Orlando and Atlanta.
Knicks now lead by 8. That computer is damaged, John. The hand of Reggie Miller. Now, was it a fist or kind of a karate slice? I didn't get the close-up look.
I think it was a karate blow.
Yeah.
He should be made to pay for that. I'm insistent on that.
I would think the Pacers will be presented with a bill. In fact, a member of the officiating crew, one Barry Huckhauser, is an attorney. Now, I would not say that he's an ambulance chasing type of attorney, but you know that Reggie will be receiving a letter, an attorney's letter. Just under 2 minutes remaining in the 4th. And the Knicks are up 85-76. Mason decides to reset. Ewing with some room. Yes. 32 points for Ewing. He's hit his last 7 shots. Not a big one. Knicks by 11. 87-76. Harper with the steal. Chased by Workman. Yes, and it counts.
Well, Harper continuing his fine play. Workman didn't protect the ball for an instant, and he lost it to Harper, who waits for the contact. Makes the shot, comes up smiling. Outstanding game for Derek Harper.
And Patrick Ewing hears it from the crowd as he is replaced.
Good to see Anthony Bynum back in action, Marv. Anthony hasn't played in the last several games after leading the Knicks, or being one of the Knicks very important to that 15-game winning streak in the month of March.
That all changed when Charles Smith was inserted into the starting lineup against the Chicago Bulls. Charles Smith has not seen much action here tonight in a quiet game. Here's Mason, rejected, able to recover. And the ruling that he caught his own pass. He thought it was deflected. So the ball back to the Pacers. And now Charles Oakley is greeted as he heads back to the bench. Pat Riley pulling his starters with 55 seconds to go. And the foul on Mason.
Mason seems to want a technical foul.
Reggie Miller to the line. He's 4 for 4 from the line. So this crowd beginning to file out. The Knicks on their way to making it 2 out of 2 over the Indiana Pacers, and a very impressive performance here tonight after the problems in the second quarter, able to turn it up. And now, John, the chant of "Let's go Rangers." Now, who said that there's no crossover to the sports of basketball and hockey? Rangers and Devils to meet at the Garden here tomorrow night in Game 7. It was particularly impressive because the Knicks come off a grueling 7-game series against the Bulls, defeat the Pacers 2 days later, Game 1 on Tuesday, and do the job again here tonight. Starks rebounded by Dale Davis.
I don't know what Ty Riley can come up with now. He tried fatigue and endurance. That didn't work.
Yes.
He's got to come up with new words Saturday.
Off the save, Miller fires for 3. And Mason is on it with 15 seconds to go. Standing ovation from the crowd. Down to 10 seconds. The Knicks by 11, and they have made it 2 out of 2 here at home against the Pacers. The series heads to Indianapolis for Game 3 on Saturday afternoon at Market Square Arena. The Knicks 89 and the Pacers 78 in a very solid performance by the Knicks.
Marv, it's been a pleasure sitting here throughout the season with you once again. And I'd like to bid you a wonderful time in the upcoming playoffs that will continue. And just remember, Johnny Hoops will be watching.
Well, thank you. And as always, it has been a pleasure working with the Madison Square Garden Network crew. Mike McCarthy and Howie Singer and Bob Lewis right on down, and the rest of the staff doing their usual terrific job as the baton is passed to the network boys. The Knicks 89 and the Pacers 78. Back with the wrap-up in a moment.